It's your girl, Professor Cinephile, and today I am going to talk to you all about a horror film. And this is the first time, and I don't know why it's taking me so long to do that because I love horror, like love, love, love horror. So yeah, let's get into it. Today I'm going to be talking about Abigail, which just came out last week. And as you know, spoiler alert, stop now, come back later if you don't want any spoilers. Okay, so Abigail is basically like daughter of Dracula type story, right? It's the main character is a little girl named Abigail, who we do find out is like the centuries old vampire who was made that way by her father, who happens to be an abusive prick. And we find out that, like many children, she wants her father's attention and wants her father to care. And so she acts out and does these really like messed up things to try to get his attention, but it never quite works because he is an asshole. Okay. So what I like about this film is, well, first of all, it stars Giancarlo Esposito. Giancarlo has long been one of my favorite actors, and I think he is one of the greatest actors of this time. I will put in the comments a link to an article that I wrote about him, giving him his flowers because he definitely deserves them. So he's in this film. And if you look at the trailer, it kind of sets it up like a heist film. And in many ways it is. And so you have this group that goes and their assignment is to kidnap a person. They don't necessarily know who it is when they start. And then they find out that it's a little girl, and some of them are like, I don't know if we should do this, but they go ahead and do it anyway because it's a big payout for this, for what they're trying to do. So it's like a band of like criminals and thieves and all kind of folks that come together and they are assigned with kidnapping Abigail. So of course you have like, the typical horror characters, okay? You have a final girl. Oops, spoiler. And of course she's brunette. You have like the meathead, like brawny dude who isn't very smart. You've got the nerdy type who is kind of like the mastermind or whatever. You've got the loser, right? The one who's probably got all the drug issues, bad boy, a lot of, gotten a lot of criminal issue troubles or whatever, but is sexy, irresistible, what have you. You have like the military cop type dude, who's there. I mean, pretty common, in horror films and these kinds of heist films and who they decide to bring together. So that's typical for Abigail. So you should be ready for that. The film also stars Angus Cloud, who played Fez in Euphoria and unfortunately died at age 25. This was said that this is his last like major role before he passed away. And I think he died before the filming ended, but I think they had already recorded all of his parts. So, there's a bit of a memorial to him. It's kind of sad, watching him. I think anytime I go and watch films where I know that the person who I'm watching died, like I get a little like, misty-eyed, like, oh my God, So he was in that as well. So basically, the premise is that Giancarlo is this like mastermind who assembles all these people together to commit this heist, and they have to go, and the only thing is they have to spend 24 hours and just babysit this person. And it's funny because it's like, all right, it's not going to be that damn simple. It's got to be something else going on. Why would a group of people come together and be paid millions of dollars just to spend 24 hours babysitting a little girl? Unfortunately, the characters don't think much about that. So they're just like trying to get paid or whatever. Uh, so they go along with it, and that's when we find out that Abigail is like ridiculously violent vampire. So it's funny, right? It's got some funny parts to it, a lot of little quips and sarcastic things. I think there's a lot of not a lot, but there are some kind of throwbacks to some classic horror films, classic vampire films. I think the young actress who played Abby, Alicia Ware, she's an Irish actress, like an Irish kid actress. She's like played Matilda in the musical, what have you. Like she was cool. She was really funny. I think she really understood her assignment, to play this hundreds-year-old person who is trapped in this little girl's body and happens to be a dancer and things like that. It's fun horror. It's actually like I thought it was well done. I haven't, sometimes I feel like films these days are just so cheaply done in the sense, and not necessarily saying in terms of cost or budget or things like that, because I don't think that that's necessarily any indicator of how good a film will be. I think in terms of like they just kind of throw stuff at us, and it's very cheap, it's very gimmicky at times, and it's just to fill seats, and it doesn't really do much of anything. And I find that horror in these days tends to do that. I liked Abigail. I liked the kill scenes. I liked the humor of it. There was sexual tension there. It was fun. It was one of those films you go and see. A date night film, it'd be great. If you're a horror lover that likes to go by yourself, you can go on a Sunday afternoon, right after church or whatever, and go watch you some vampire movies. We don't get a lot of vampire movies anymore, and we need more vampire movies. So if you love horror, if you enjoy vampire lore, if you like your horror with like some humor and some really like nasty blood. There's a lot of blood. There's a lot of nasty blood and stuff like that. This is definitely the film you want to go see. I'm gonna give it for this horror film. I'm gonna give it like 4 hearts. I'm gonna give it 4 hearts. I was thinking 3.5, but no, I'm gonna give it 4 hearts. I thought it was real cool to see Giancarlo Esposito in it. And he does play a vampire, so there's a spoiler. I told you, like, don't come for, I got spoilers. He was cool as a vampire, very sexy. hmm and there were some twists and turns in there. So, I think you'll enjoy. So I'm gonna give it a 4. Let's go 4 hearts out of 5. All right. Enjoy Abigail. Bye.